Okay, so let us just today recap some of the topics that we have already covered in our earlier classes, so that maybe some of you have forgot those topics or some of you have not attended those classes. So that is the reason we'll be recapping some of the topics that we have discussed earlier. So we'll be starting with a very common topic that is called job enrichment. So can anybody tell what is job enrichment with an example? Anyone?
Like, sir.
Yes.
Sir, job enrichment is like addition different addition of different different departments different work যখন add হয়, that's it, like it's sum up of additional work of different departments. It's not based on one department. That's called job enrichment.
Okay, good. But can you give one example?
Someone is like who take care of financial department. Either he add additional responsibilities in HR field or marketing field. That's it called job enrichment.
Right, very good, very good. Anyone else having some other example? Ankita is right. Anyone else is having some other example?
So job enrichment example like increasing skill variety, adding meaning to jobs, and creating autonomy and giving feedback.
No, that's fine. That's the typical definition. I'm asking for an example. Like Ankita have given one example. Like one person is working in the marketing department along with some HR or the finance job has also been assigned. So similarly, any other example can you think of? Like if you can remember, we have given one example, a doctor is working and his major responsibility is to treat patient in the outpatient department. Like say for example, he has to treat or he has to check minimum 25 patients per day. Okay, so that is his role. So along with that, if the hospital authority is telling him to become the in charge of the material management department, so that is called enrichment, increasing the responsibility in different functional area. Now, say for example, in that particular example only, the doctor is treating 25 patients a day. Now the hospital authority have assigned him to treat 40 patients a day. Then what is this called? I mean, doctor is treating 25 patients. Now the hospital authority is telling that the patient flow has been increased. So now you need to treat 40 patients a day.
Job enlargement.
Right, very good. This is called job enlargement. Right, enlargement. Increasing the responsibility in the same functional area, that is called enlargement, and increasing the responsibility in different functional area, that is called enrichment. Right. What is gliding timing? And one example. What is gliding timing and one example?
So gliding timing, organizing out of work which permits some flexibility in the times of starting and finishing each working day.
Then what is flexi timing? Anyone can try for flexi timing? Yeah.
So flexi timing, sometimes also called is working schedule, which allows employees to choose when to start and end their workday.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right. That means flexi timing means your in time and out time is flexible, but total duration of the work is fixed. Like say, for example, you have to work for 8 hours. Now, if you are starting your day at around 10 a.m., then you can leave by 6. If you are starting at 11, you can leave by 7. If you are starting at 12, then you can leave by 8. So that is the fundamental concept of flexi timing. Your total duration of the work is fixed, but your in time and out time is flexible. But if this is called flexi timing, then what is gliding time?
Gliding timing is like entry time and exit time, and both working time is also flexible. Like in company, higher executive manager, they are like their entry time, exit time, and working time is also not fixed. So it's applicable only for higher authority person,
Right, very
not
good. That means your in time and out time is flexible. Along with that, your total working hours is also flexible. So you can come at any time, at any point of time, you can come to the office and go back to home. It's totally up to you. But of course, the condition is you need to finish your work. Okay, you need to complete your assignment, you need to complete your job. And generally, it is being given to the top executive, generally. But however, it may be applicable for the middle level managers as well. But it depends on the company policy. Generally, for the top level people, this kind of gliding timing is generally being given. Okay, fine. Then what is compressed work week? Compressed work week.
work week is like one can do work in 5 days and hold the work and complete his work. The rest 2 days or 3 days is their weekends, that they can complete the work in all 4 days. They can in 4 days they can invest time more and complete the work, and the rest 3 days is for their weekend holidays, and that's it. Complete work.
Right. That means, like nowadays, if you are working for 5 days a week, Monday to Friday, we are working for 5 days a week, 8 hours a day. That means we are working for 5 into 8, 40 hours in a week. Now, instead of working for 5 days, we can actually work for 4 days and 10 hours a day. So then also we are finishing our job of 40 hours. We are not reducing our working hours. We are working for 40 hours. But that 40 hours can be completed within 4 days. That means we are reducing the working days in a week. So that is why, or rather we are compressing the work week from Monday to Friday to Monday to Thursday. So we are compressing it so that employees can actually get 3 days off in a week. That is Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So this particular principle is called compressed work week. So this is also another technique related to managing the time and managing work-life balance and motivating the employee. Okay. So that is another concept of these things, that is compressed work week. Right. What is job rotation?
Job rotation is like a employee or a management trainee when a company uh, can rotate or can alter their responsibility in different departments with a particular time of duration. Like first 1 month he do for finance department, the next 1 month he can work for marketing, and that all that's all going on. So it's called job rotation, I guess.
Right. That means rotating the job. Like we have given one example, if you are joining an organization as a management trainee, generally they follow a particular structure of, say, for example, for the first 3 months you are working in the marketing department, next 3 months in the finance department, next 3 months in the HR department, next 3 months in the production department. So that means you are being rotated within the organization so that you are having an end-to-end understanding of the business processes. You may be a specialized person in HR, but however, you must be having thorough knowledge about the other department. Otherwise, it will be difficult for you to work. So that's why, in order to have an end-to-end understanding, the company generally use this job rotation technique, right? Job rotation technique, right? Okay. Then who can explain, or rather who can tell the 5 stages, or rather you can say the 5 parts of Maslow's need hierarchy theory? What are the 5 components of Maslow's need hierarchy theory?
I can try.
What are the components?
Down. Those are physiological needs, safety needs, social needs, self-esteem needs, self-actualization needs.
Right, very good. If somebody asks you, what are the lower order needs, then what would be your answer?
Lower order needs are physiological needs and safety needs.
Right, physiological need and the safety need. Physiological need and the safety need is called the lower order need, and rest of the 3 are called higher order need. Okay. Now, how Maslow's theory is related to ERG theory?
ERG stands for expectation.
Not expectation. E for what?
Existence.
Right, existence. So existence equal to what?
Existence equal to physiological and safety.
Good. Next one are?
Relatedness.
Right, and relatedness is equal to?
Social and half of self-esteem.
Right, social and half of self-esteem. And the last one, G?
G for growth, self-actualization, and half of self-esteem.
Right, half of self-esteem and the full self-actualization. Right. So this is the relationship between the Maslow's theory, Maslow's need hierarchy theory, and Adler for ERG theory. Good. What are the 3 components of Brooms expectancy theory?
Expectancy, instrumentality, and valence.
Right, expectancy, instrumentality, and valence. Good. Can anybody define the concept? What is expectancy? What is instrumentality? What is valence?
Expectancy is like how much effort I can do to achieve my goal. Instrumentality is like expectancy to get rewarded. That's if I reach this goal, in what way can I reward? Okay. And the third component, valence, is the value of the reward. Like whenever I reached my goal and get rewarded, this, how much value of this to me. So that's the 3 things.
Okay, right. So That is okay. Then what are the three components of Mclelland Neet theory? There are three parts in Mclelland Need Achievement theory. There are three different kind of need. Yeah.
So power, achievement, and affiliation. Affiliation, sorry, sir.
Right, very good. Need for power, need for achievement, need for affiliation. Right? Okay, great. Now we are coming to another concept that is called halo effect. What is halo effect? What is halo effect?
So first impression?
Not first impression. The first impression is a different point. Halo effect means if if the evaluator is considering only one positive factor and based on that he or she is evaluating the other person, then it is called halo effect. Can you remember the concept?
Yes, sir.
Like I have given one example. If I am that kind of a teacher who thinks that MBA student is good, whose communication skill is good, so I will be considering only communication skill and I will be ignoring all the other factors, behavior, attitude, subject knowledge, everything I will be ignoring. If I find anybody is having good communication skill, I'll be giving good ranking. So that is called halo effect. Of course, it is not right. So halo effect means evaluating a person based on only one positive criteria. So just opposite of halo effect is what? Can you remember? Opposite of halo effect?
Horn effect.
Right, very good. Horn effect. What is a horn effect?
Particular one negative impression of a person.
Right. Whenever I am evaluating a person based on one negative criteria, right? One negative criteria, like the example we have given, that there may be people who thinks the overweight people are lazy people and the lazy people are unproductive people. Right. So if you are very much impressed with the CV of a particular person, you are supposed to take the interview. When the person is entering the room, you have seen that that person is overweight. So immediately you are putting a cross on the CV because you believe that the overweight person are lazy person and the lazy persons are unproductive person. So you are actually judging that person based on only one negative criteria, right? So that is the fundamental concept of horn effect. What is projection effect or projection error?
Sir, it's projecting myself to other person and I am trying to see my qualities to other.
Right, in others. That means when I am trying to project myself in others and I am trying to find out my qualities in others. If I find my qualities in others, that means they are good. Otherwise, they are bad. Right? Of course, it is also wrong because you may be having good quality, that is absolutely fine. But that does not mean the others must be having the qualities like you. They may be having other qualities which are also good. So you need to appreciate that as well. But when the people cannot do that, so they are only trying to project themselves in others and try to find out their qualities in others. So then it is called projection error, right? Then what is status effect? Status effect.
Sir, evaluating on the basis of designation and all.
Right, good. Any example you want to give?
Sir, if the team lead is evaluating an analyst or as well as is also evaluating a quality check, so he will be more biased towards the quality check because he is prone to do less errors while doing work?
Yeah, I mean, you can give a better example. Like, say, for example, you are evaluating a very senior person, like, say, for example, assistant vice president. So whenever you are evaluating, you are assuming as this person is holding an assistant vice president position, that person must be good. So I need to give him or her the higher ranking, like 9, I mean higher marks, actually 9 out of 10, 9.5 out of 10, even 10 out of 10. Now, whenever you are evaluating a person who is a very junior employee, I mean, lower rank holder person actually. So at that point of time, you may be thinking that as this person is having a lower ranking, so automatically his performance would not be good. So give him a lower rank. So that means based on the status, you are actually giving the rank. So the higher rank people, I mean, you are giving higher marks. Lower rank people, you are giving lower marks. That is a problem. So that problem is called the status effect. Okay. So next one is spillover effect. What is spillover effect?
So when I judge a person with earlier performance affect their present performance.
Right. Whenever we are judging a person or evaluating a person based on their previous performances. If their previous performances are poor, maybe they have performed really well in this section or in this particular quarter, but I'll be still giving them a poor marks because in the last or the my previous experience says that he is not good. He's is an average performer. So I'll be ignoring actually the present performances. So I'll be reconsidering or considering the previous performances only and giving him the ranking accordingly. And the vice versa is also true. Okay, maybe a person was very good in performance in some earlier quarters. So even the fact is in this particular quarter his performance is very poor, but still I'll be giving them a good ranking because I'm affected by spillover effect. Okay, so that is another example. Next one is fundamental attribution error. What is that fundamental attribution error?
Sir, it's like when someone performance is affected by the external factor by which they cannot straightly related, like I'm performing poor in exam because the traffic jam, I cannot complete my paper, so my marks is poor. But whenever I give a interview, they cannot consider that, they only consider my marks. That's called fundamental attributed error.
Right. So fundamental attribution error means if your performance is being affected by some factors for which you are not directly responsible, but that has not been considered at the time of evaluation. So that is the fundamental concept of the fundamental attribution error. The example you have given that you are supposed to sit for an examination, but you are late in the examination hall because of the fact that there was a the roadblock, traffic jam and all. So that's why you are late on the examination, and that's why you have not been able to complete your paper on time, and you have scored poor marks. So in the mark sheet, it will be written in your marks only. Say, for example, you have scored 45%. So this 45% marks will be written. So when somebody on HR or the evaluator will be evaluating you, so they will be finding you have scored 45% in a very important subject. So based on that marks, they will be rejecting you, right? So that is called fundamental attribution error. So how that can be overcome? If the evaluator can see the marks in all the other semester, in all the other papers, probably they could have found that you have scored more than 75-80% in most of the papers. So there may be some reason why this person have scored 45% in a particular subject. So that person can be called and can be asked, and the question, what can be the reason to understand the actual issue. Rather than, of course, there is no fundamental attribution error. But if that is not being done by seeing the marks in that particular subject, if I'm rejecting, without verifying it or without, questioning it or checking it, so then that is called the fundamental attribution error. So if your performance is being affected by some factors for which you are not directly responsible, but that has not been considered at the time of evaluation, so that is the fundamental concept of that. Okay. So the last point probably we have discussed. Okay. What is primacy effect? Shushmit, you are talking about the definition of halo effect. This is you are talking about actually the primacy effect. Primacy effect means based on first impression.
Yes, I got confused.
Right. So that is called primacy effect. When I am evaluating somebody based on my first impression, how I have interacted or how that person interacted with me in our first encounter. Right. So that is the fundamental concept of these things. I mean, primacy effect. Just opposite of primacy is recency effect. So I'm evaluating somebody based on our recent interaction. If the recent interaction was good, ranking would be good. If the recent interaction was not good, ranking would not be good. That's the thing. That's the concept of the recency effect. And what is leniency effect?
So
Leniency.
it's basically marking all of the student not based on their performance. Examiner can mark all the student like averagely. There is no high marks and low marks. All students get same marks, average marks. That's called leniency effect.
Yes, right. I mean, yeah, leniency means everybody is good. Okay, leniency means everybody is good. I am giving 9 out of 10 to everybody. 10 out of 10 to everybody. I am considering everybody as good candidate. So I am not actually evaluating that there. Of course, there might be always some good performer, average performer, poor performer, but I am not considering that. I am giving good marks, 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10 to everybody. So that is called leniency. And just opposite of leniency is stringency. That is, everybody is poor. So I'm giving poor marks to everybody, 2 out of 10, 1 out of 10 to everybody. So that is the fundamental concept. Right? Okay. In the last class, we have studied about impression management, right? So can anybody tell me some negative technique? Why people want to create a negative impression in the organization? Under what circumstances?
Employee wanted to change his company, but HR or higher authority didn't get him these opportunities. That's why he take this process to create a negative impression and to create irritation. That's why.
Okay, so that is one condition, that is called the exit purpose. They want to leave the organization, but in normal situation he is not able to leave because his manager or the organization is not leaving him or release him or her. So that's why they are creating a negative impression. So apart from that, other than exit, the first point was avoid. What is avoid? I mean, avoiding responsibilities. You are creating such a negative impression among your colleagues, among your manager, that the manager are hesitating to assign you additional responsibilities. So that is the avoidance. For that reason also you can create, and I mean the people create a negative impression. Another point was power. If you can remember that if you can create a negative impression, the example you have given, that the people are generally getting scared with the local rowdies, local goons, but we know these people are not good. I mean, they are not having that much quality also, but the people are getting scared because of their power. I mean, because rowdiness is their power. Actually, the goons like behavior is their power. So similarly in the organizations also some people are creating a negative impression so that they can enjoy the power through that. So that is also another reason actually. Okay. Okay. So can you remember the Black and Mountain model of leadership? Black and Mountain. There are 5 leadership styles based on 9-point scale. 2 parameters was concern for people and concern for production. Concern for people and concern for production. So based on that,
there is 5 points, I guess. The points are basically 1 which implies low for concern of people and low for concern of production both. That point we can say as improvised management, I guess.
Right.
So next point is 1-9. It's stand for 1 is for poor concern for people, and 9 for high concern of production. That point is called country club management, I guess.
No. Country club management is just opposite. Country club management means your concern for people is 9. That means highest. But concern for production is low. That is 1. Are you getting the point?
Yes, sir.
1-9. 1-9 means x equal to 1 and y equal to 9, where x equal to is equal to concern for production and y equal to concern for people. So if you are talking about 1-9, that means 1 equal to x equal to concern for production and 9 equal to y is equal to concern for people. So 1-9 means your concern for people is highest, but your concern for production is lowest. And that particular criteria or that particular quadrant is called country club management. Right? And what about number 3? Yeah.
The third point is 9-9, where both the concern is high. It's called team management. And the fourth point is 9-1, where concern for production is high, but concern for people is low. That point we call authority compliance management, I guess. And the last point is, sir, which is on mid, is called 5-5. There is, sir, a manager can consider both concern of people and production in equal sense. It's called, sir, middle of road management. So that's it.
Right, very good. That is called middle of the road management. Very good. So so this can be a question like write a short note on Black and Mountain model, or if say for example if it is a MCQ, so most probably is your examination would be based on MCQ pattern only. So the question may be what do you mean by 1-9? What is the 1-9 quadrant in the Black and Mountain model? Okay, and what is the 5-5 quadrant in the Black and Mountain model? So then you need to give that answer actually. So 5-5 means mid of the road. Okay, so 1-9 means country club management. So like that. So in that way you can expect the questions. What is the basic difference? 2 point, only 2 point. What is the basic difference between a leader and a manager?
Leader can leads their employee. He can rectify all the wrong decision or wrong statement or wrong work of an employee without judging them. But a manager can they cannot lead like a leader. They will judge their employee.
Okay.
Sir, it's the main thing.
Okay.
So
Anyone else want to tell any other point?
Sir, who gives instructions and leadership to the particular group of individuals?
Right. Okay, what is a line function and what is a staff function? If you can remember, we have given that example, we have asked that in a college, whether the teachers are a line employee or a staff employee. With that example, if you can remember, who is a line employee, who is a staff employee? Line employees are those employees who are directly involved with the attainment of the objective of the organization. Acha, একটা জিনিস বলে দিই, you may be logged out within a few seconds. So we'll be finishing the class as of now. We'll be again connecting in our next class. Right? So আজকে এটা log out হয়ে গেলে will not be resuming the class for today. We'll be again connecting in our next class in next day. Okay, fine. Then let's call it a day. We'll be again connecting in our next class then.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.